Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star Part 289 based on novel. So let's start. Hujax universe was one of the two miniature universes owned by humans. Teacher origin had been suppressed a long time ago, so the primal universe didn't change completely. Not many humans lived in the primal universe. Instead, the peerless talents and great beings gathered in the primal universe. As for Hujax universe, it had changed completely, so many ordinary life forms lived there. What happened? The sky is cracked. In an area in Hujax universe, the families of Hujax dojo and the elites were all panicked. The peaceful sky suddenly had a giant crack in it. The sky started to collapse. Space trembled, and there were occasionally space cracks. Some unlucky humans lost half their bodies or were even annihilated. The land started to crack. Quick, quick. Everyone, gather. Don't act alone. An emperor looked anxious and put the humans inside his world ring by teleporting time and time again. Inside the space were 12 universe knights and 399 emperors who could perform teleportation. They were all putting the human elites back into their world rings, and Hong was one of them. Brother, the space is crumbling. Quick, take the elites of our race and go to the main space. Be quick. The voice of Hong's brother, Tai by night, was still echoing in his ears. He was a disciple of Hujax creator. Yes, said Hong. One teleportation after another, he put a great many human elites into his world ring, but Hong was worried, anxious, and terrified. The keepsake left by my teacher now has no owner, said Hong, horrified. This is left by my teacher with my teacher's life imprint on it, yet it doesn't have an owner anymore. This miniature universe belongs to my teacher, but now, it's starting to crumble. Did teacher really die? Hong grew even more anxious. He knew how important his teacher Hujax creator was to the human race, as he was their only universe supreme master. He was the cornerstone of the human race. Yet the cornerstone was gone now. They were all fleeing. Hong put the most important elites in the world ring one by one. As for those less important, before they could even take half of them, they heard an order: go to the main space now. Otherwise, you will no longer be able to leave. Everyone, quick. The universe knights and emperors took a look at the humans who were being crushed. They were screaming. Help us, Nuo-fan he clan. Take us, please, take my child. However, those emperors and universe knights didn't hesitate, as they were carrying the most important elites. If they weren't decisive enough, they, along with those elites, wouldn't be able to make it. From the crumbling area, Hong and the others fled to the main space. After only a few seconds, the crumbling spread to the portal. Hong saw 3 towering beings after entering the main space. They were Void Gold Master, Lan Kang Master, and Ancestral Tree Knight. Quick. Void Gold Master and Lan Kang Master were both universe masters from Hujax dojo, while Ancestral Tree Knight was a top-tier universe overlord, so they could survive even if the miniature universe crumbled and the chaos airflow penetrated the miniature universe. However, many universe knights and undying fighters couldn't survive in universe ocean. Come in. Gather. Void Gold Master gave an order. He teleported again and took away all the emperors and universe knights. Hong arrived at the main space and was taken into the world ring by Void Gold Master. Everything changed. Almost 1,000 humans stood on the plane. They all looked horrified, as they couldn't believe what had just happened. Brother. Tai by night stood beside Hong and transmitted his voice to him. Did the keepsake our teacher gave you change? Hong nodded. Still an object without any owner. Same here. Tai by night looked upset. Did teacher just? He's so powerful. He's a universe supreme master. The spaces in the miniature universe, including the main space, started to crumble. Hong also looked upset. Teacher. Inside the main space of Hujax universe, Void Gold Master, Lan Kang Master, and Ancestral Tree Knight stood in the sky, and the membrane of the miniature universe already showed cracks. The chaos airflow penetrated the small universe. It was the purest chaos airflow, unlike that of the primal universe. Quick, Let's go to other spaces and see whether we can save more or not, ordered Void Goldmaster. Yes. Let's go. They separated and teleported to one space after another. It was urgent, so they saved the elites first. The elites were those selected from the original universe. They had great potential, so they were saved first. And then, the families were saved. Those families were of the Universe Masters or Universe Knights of Hujax Dojo. The land with a diameter of 100 billion kilometers started to collapse, and the space fragments were detached. Some of the space fragments contained lands where humans were struggling. When they saw the towering Void Goldmaster show up, they were excited. Void Goldmaster teleported and moved forward, trying to save those humans on the space fragments. On the independent dimension of the virtual universe. On the two sides of the bench in front of Hujax's godly palace, the Universe Masters sat down, looking solemn. Each of the Universe Masters could feel the terrifying pressure. Void Gold, how's Hujax universe? Asked Primal Chaos City leader. Void Gold Master sighed. We could only save the undying fighters, Universe Knights, and the important elites. As for the others, we can only save part of them. Lan Kang, Ancestral Tree Knight, and I are still saving them, but only a small number can survive. Elites are the ones that really matter. Primal Chaos City leader nodded. Hujax universe started to crumble, and those who die are only a small loss to us humans. However, if we can't cope with it well, we'll suffer billions of times worse. Luo Feng was horrified. What should they do? Without question, the death of Hujax is catastrophic to us, said Primal Chaos City leader. The map is fake. Who set this whole thing up? Why did Hujax die so quickly in Land of Darkness? These are all mysteries. I know that you all want to figure it out and avenge Hujax. However, for us humans, we need to put it behind first. Finding out the murders and means of revenge, these are things to do later. Do you all understand? Primal Chaos City leader looked around the Universe Masters present. We do. The fate of humans is the most important now. Though we all want to figure it out, we're not powerful enough. Even if we figure out who, we can't do anything about it. The Universe Masters all nodded. They were all the top seniors of the human race. They had Hujax Creator protect them before, so things were easy for them, yet Hujax Creator was dead now. They needed to deal with everything themselves. They needed to think from the standpoint of the entire human race. Okay, Primal Chaos City leader said, relieved. It was important to stick together. Hujax died. The small universe started to crumble, and lots of beings within our race know about it. As for other races like the bug race, the automaton race, and the demon race, they all have spies within our race, so they'll know about it in no time. Besides, great beings go on adventures in Universe Ocean, and it won't take a long time for them to know that Hujax universe has crumbled. Okay. They all nodded. They understood that within the human race, some spies had their souls controlled. And in Universe Ocean, it wouldn't take long for the Universe Masters to notice that Hujax universe had crumbled. Then they would all know that Hujax Creator had died. A Universe Supreme Master is extremely important to a race, said Primal Chaos City leader. They can control a vast area, and they can show up in lots of places in no time. They can revive Universe Overlords, as well. Without a Universe Supreme Master, a race can't even protect itself. We occupy an important territory, so there's no way the other races will not be tempted. The bug race, the demon race, the automaton race, and the humans. These four races occupied the best area of the universe. Beings born in this area had greater potential. Just like the desert area Sitting Mountain Guest lived in couldn't breed any living beings. Even though the original universe was enormous, some territories could breed lots of great beings while others couldn't, which was why there were struggles. The four pinnacle races occupied the best four areas. Besides, territory struggles never end, said Primal Chaos City leader. Luo Feng received the Duandong River inheritance. That was okay when Hujax was here, but now, Hujax has died. Who doesn't want the inheritance of Duandong River? We must prepare for war. Remember, when Hujax died, we humans were forced into a different era. A more difficult era. Every universe master seated wore an extremely solemn expression. The reason was obvious. There was nothing they could do to hide the truth. If Hujax creator was trapped in the land of darkness, so be it. So long as, in their capacity as higher-ups of the human race, they did not let the news leak, nothing much would happen. But now, Hujax's miniature universe was starting to crumble and collapse. This was something they could not hide. A race without any supreme universe master, yet occupying what was said to be the best territory within the entire original universe and possessing the most precious inheritance within the entire universe ocean. Who would not be envious? Who would not be tempted? The Bugs clan, the demons, the automaton race. For countless years, they had been fighting the humans ceaselessly. When Hujax was around, that was the case. Without Hujax, would the three pinnacle races show mercy? We are no longer the human race we were before. Primal Chaos City leaders' gaze swept over them once. We no longer have the protection of a universe supreme master. The severity of the situation is clear. Let's put our heads together to think about what we should do now. War is imminent. Pengong Master, who was normally all smiles, was without a trace of a smile at that moment. Solemnly, he said, "This is for sure. And this war will not be small-scale hassles like before. This is a true war that concerns the extermination of an entire race, which is why, no matter what, we must first preserve the seeds of our race. Regardless of the outcome of the war, we must first be prepared for failure." True. That's right. Everyone nodded in agreement. In a war that implicated the extermination of an entire race, it was necessary to consider failure before battle. We need to look out for our next generation, Void Gold Master said right away. Especially for the next generation living in our territory that displays high potential. We have to quickly gather all our members from the 1008 universe countries who are at the universe level, domain level, and sector lord level, respectively. Then bring them over to the primal universe. More importantly, all the undying spirits and universe knights must be brought over to the primal universe. These undying spirits are the fruits of our accumulation over endless time, relying on the system of cultivation that Milky Way Horde Leader has acquired from the ancient civilization. Given the large number of undying spirits of our human race, we can certainly cultivate a group of universe knights, and eventually, they will progress to becoming universe masters. True. That's right. For countless years, our number of undying spirits has grown to a sizable number. We must bring them all away. Everyone nodded in agreement. Undying spirits were useless in wars that involved the extermination of entire races, but in the future, they were likely to become universe knights or even universe master. The human territory is vast, and there are countless ordinary citizens, Void Gold Master continued. Wishing to bring all the humans away with us is impractical, and even if war truly happens, all the other life planets with humans, like the Bug Clan and the Automaton race, will not mindlessly kill or seek to exterminate the ordinary humans. Luo Feng nodded. This was the typical line of thought. When wars that involved the extermination of entire races happened, the killings of great beings were exceptionally brutal. The worst scenario was that the killings went out of control and the ordinary humans were implicated. Otherwise, the rampages would not usually involve the deliberate slaughter of ordinary humans, and because one party started slaughtering, the opposing party could also start to slaughter. And for most ordinary humans and demons, so long as a large batch of humans was released from the various god countries of undying spirits and scattered across the various life planets, after 100 years or 1,000 years, their numbers could rapidly proliferate. That was why, when it came to ordinary inhabitants, so long as there was a large pool of surviving humans within the god countries and world rings that would be the seeds preserving the existence of a race, the human race could rapidly multiply. Therefore, the influence over a race would not be that great. The truly great influence was the territory. Only with a potential territory could there be a place for breeding humans. The greatest trouble we face now is that we are too weak, Darkness Master said in a low voice. Within our race, me, Primal Chaos City Leader, and Pengong are considered 5th-tier Universe Masters. We may be able to exchange blows with Universe Supreme Masters, but we can only ensure our survival. Anything more than this, such as restraining the opponent, is simply beyond us. If the Universe Supreme Masters want to leave, they can do so speedily, because they are not limited by the universe laws. Throughout the entire war, we are going to be at a great disadvantage. There is something I have yet to tell you all, Primal Chaos City Leader said. Everyone looked toward Primal Chaos City Leader instantly. Luo Feng, you say it. Primal Chaos City Leader looked towards Luo Feng, causing Darkness Master, Void Gold Master, Qingdong Master, Remote Lord Master, Longyang Master, and the few others in the group to follow suit. I am going to make a deal with East Emperor Holy Land, Luo Feng began. This matter had to be brought into the open. And now was the crucial moment, as it would greatly help in boosting their morale. Deal? Darkness Master, Pengong Master, Ice Mountain Master and the rest had doubts springing up their minds. Yes, this deal will enable the human race to lay hands on two supreme true treasures, Luo Feng said with a solemn face, and between the two, one is a palace-type true treasure. Two supreme true treasures? Two. Milky Way Horde Leader, are you sure you are not mistaken? Supreme true treasures? Darkness Master and Ice Mountain Master, who were usually very calm, were shocked beyond words, whereas the other Universe Masters all started to show happy expressions. This was timely help in their hour of distress, just as they were lamenting how bleak their future was, that the human race would face great losses regardless of which pinnacle race attacked them. They did not even dare consider the possibility of being under siege. Now, learning that they were going to be given supreme true treasures, their minds were instantly put at ease. Supreme True Treasure, otherwise known as Dominating Clan True Treasures, would be able to turn the tables for the human race. Yes. Luo Feng nodded. This deal is about to take place very soon. Inheritance. Darkness Master suddenly said. Silence prevailed as all the other Universe Masters looked over. This ancient civilization was the root of the rise of the human race. They might be in a predicament now, but to hand over the inheritance as part of the deal was something they were most reluctant to oblige. Luo Feng shook his head. Don't worry. I will not do anything that will shake the roots of our race, that's for sure. This deal was finalized long before Hujax's fall, so we are not at any disadvantage to start with. All right. Primal Chaos City Leader ordered. Stop wasting time. Now, all the Universe Masters, wherever you are, be it the Universe Ocean, or the original stars, all of you are to report back within the shortest time possible. And my human race, regardless of whether you are from the pulse of the dojo, the pulse of the virtual universe belonging to the division of the 5 pulses, or any division of the universe countries in short, so long as you are from the human race, all undying spirits must speedily make your way to the primal universe. The top higher-ups merely had a concrete set of guidelines. As for the execution and detailed planning, all of these were naturally carried out by the Universe Knights or even the Undying Spirits. The meeting ended quickly with all the Universe Masters speedily departing. Only Luo Feng and Primal Chaos City Leader remained. Luo Feng. Primal Chaos City Leader shouted for Luo Feng. Teacher. Luo Feng turned around. You must be extremely careful at all times, Primal Chaos City Leader said solemnly. These two supreme true treasures are extremely important. You also obtained a supreme true treasure from the pulse of Duandong River. If that is the case, we humans will at least have some strength of resistance. As for the deal with East Emperor Holy Land, you must make it quickly, before East Emperor Holy Land changes its plans once they catch wind of the news about Hujax's annihilation. Luo Feng nodded with understanding. The humans were weak. When it seemed as though they could be the subject of bullying by any other race, the East Emperor Holy Land might seriously entertain other thoughts and change its mind about the deal. Don't worry, teacher, Luo Feng said solemnly. I have the boat of Mausoleum. They are dreaming if they think they can snatch it from me by force. I will take a firm stand on this deal and will show no trace of retreat. Yes, make a fast deal. I only fear a change. Primal Chaos City Leader said. All right, I will get in touch with North True Star Master right away, said Luo Feng. He also worried, as before this, the two supreme true treasures were just extra blessings of fortune bestowed upon them to further enable their plan to rise. But now, these two supreme treasures were vital to the human race. Earth, Luo's family ancestral home. Luo Hai, Luo Ping. Luo Feng was on the host seat as he ordered, "You two brothers will take all the core members of our Luo family and leave right away. Take them with you to another place in the world. And, from the entire pulse of Earthlings, in the name of Ping Hai Company and other transfer companies, gather around 1,000,000,000,000 humans from the pulse of Earthlings and bring them along, too." Dad. Dad, you mean? Luo Hai and Luo Ping were both full of doubts. "The human race is going to face a great calamity," Luo Feng said directly. "Don't ask any further questions. Just do as I say. Now." "Yes." Luo Ping and Luo Hai had a good shock and did not hesitate further. Calamity? The human race was going to face a calamity. Who was their father? Someone of the highest rank among the entire human race. If he said that there would be a calamity, then it would be the absolute truth. Core members of Luo Feng's family? 1,000,000,000,000 humans from the pulse of Earthlings? After such a long period of growth, the Luo family numbered in the millions. The pulse of Earthlings was a number much more exaggerated than the Luo families. This was why choosing from the core members and trillions of people from the pulse of Earthlings. Obviously, seeds had to be preserved. With these seeds and time, no matter how much time was required, the human race could rapidly proliferate and regain vitality and prosperity like before. Luo Ping and Luo Hai dashed out, started to mobilize the great energy of the entire Luo family and got to work. Luo Feng. Shushin looked at her husband and asked, "What happened?" "Hujax has been annihilated," Luo Feng said in a low voice. Shushin's eyes widened. Hujax. She was Luo Feng's wife, so she naturally would know the structure of the highest committee of the entire human race. She also knew that the entire human race only had one universe supreme master, Hujax creator. Hujax had been annihilated. This was definitely an impending calamity, or something even more terrifying. "I will remain on Earth and then take you all to the primal universe," Luo Feng said. He was one of the great beings who made up the pillars of the human race. But he was also the leader of the pulse of the Earthlings. Just in case, he was taking the Luo family's core members and 1,000,000,000,000 humans from the pulse of the Earthlings. As for those who remained, even if there truly was a war, things would not be so bad for the ordinary humans. Unless the higher-ups of the human race suffered a crushing defeat in the battle and had to retreat into the primal universe after a complete loss, that was when the entire human territory had no choice but to accept the fate of a great extermination of human. A crushing defeat. Luo Feng had no confidence of winning the battle, but he did not believe they would lose to the extent that they had to retreat to the primal universe. In the vast universe ocean, a lone vessel was teleporting amidst the chaotic airflow, advancing forward, when suddenly, some distance ahead, a broken universe appeared. It seemed to have lost half of its original size. Within the boat of Mausoleum, Luo Feng looked out into the distance. "North True Star Master, I have made it." Luo Feng held the transmission token and spoke into it. He had gotten remote ocean body to return to Earth to make all the necessary arrangements. As for his original Earthling body, of course it would enter Universe Ocean right away to close the deal with East Emperor Holy Land. This deal had to be completed without fail, without a glitch, and the deal must be closed as quickly as possible. "Milky Way Horde Leader, we from East Emperor Holy Land have arrived quite some time ago," North True Star Master responded. "Very well." Then the boat of Mausoleum sped toward that ruined miniature universe. The damaged miniature universe crumbled universe eras before. It was like a sieve, half of it was gone, and the membrane had holes of all sizes on it. The density of chaos air was the same as the outside. Boat of Mausoleum flew in along a hole on the universe membrane. The universe was completely destroyed already, and there were some bodies and space fragments floating inside it. "I started coming here after Hujax creator died, and it's been only 9 days. The news shouldn't have been space." Luo Feng sat in the control room, yet he was nervous, as the trade was so important to the human race. "Hope nothing goes wrong," he thought. The token received a message. "Milky Way Horde Leader, we've found you. I'll come to you now." Luo Feng was holding a token as well. He transmitted the message, "I'll wait for you here." He glanced around. Boat of Mausoleum would be an obstacle, but he could see the outside world easily. He saw a black oval shape in the distance. It teleported itself. It arrived at only 10 million kilometers away from the boat. Milky Way Horde leader, give me the memory stones, and I'll give you 2 supreme true treasures, said North True Star Master. North True Star Master, I believe that we both want the deal to happen. Don't waste my time. The gate of Boat of Mausoleum was open, and Luo Feng was standing at the gate, wielding a stone blade. I'll be right here. Give me the 2 true treasures. Then I'll give you the memory stones. What if you don't? The towering black oval had a crack, and a portal appeared. North True Star Master stepped out. After one step, he arrived in front of the gate of Boat of Mausoleum. One of them was behind the gate. One was in the space outside the gate. They stared each other down. This is the memory stone. Luo Feng held a memory stone in his right hand. Trust me and give me the 2 supreme true treasures. North True Star Master looked at Luo Feng. He was very close to him. He wanted to attack him, but he knew that Luo Feng had already been strong, even before the inheritance. During the basic inheritance, he had defeated Blue Blood Knight and Deer Bugmaster to become the sole inheritor, which meant he must have created fighting techniques of a Universe Supreme Master, and with those inheritance skills, North True Star Master wasn't sure that he could take Luo Feng down. Besides, the gate might be closed. Okay. North True Star Master threw out a world ring. Luo Feng waved his hands, and the red ring, which seemed to have flames on its surface, fell into his palm. His godly power sealed it, and his mind entered the world ring. He saw 2 towering supreme true treasures. One of them was a black pyramid, while another was a huge stick. They kept the promise, Luo Feng thought. The deal is to have at least 1 palace-type supreme true treasure. Easter Emperor Holy Land didn't play us, and it got me the Black Prison Tower. As for the other one, it's an attack-type supreme true treasure. I haven't even heard of it. It must come from the internal storage. He could tell that the stick was a supreme true treasure. Palace-type supreme true treasures were the most precious, while attack-type was inferior. That world ring was forged by our ancestor. North True Star Master smiled. Supreme true treasures are very forceful. Normal world rings might be crushed. Coined by the ancestor? Luo Feng weighed the ring and nodded. Is there other information about these 2 supreme true treasures? Milky Way Horde leader, that memory stone. North True Star Master laughed as he stared at that memory stone in Luo Feng's hands. Okay. Luo Feng threw it away. The memory stone flew to North True Star Master, who was greatly relieved. The detailed information of these 2 supreme true treasures? Luo Feng looked to North True Star Master. One of them is Black Prison Star, as I bet you already know, said North True Star Master. As for the other one, it's called Yang Jun. When they recognize you as their masters, you'll learn their information. What are the requirements? Asked Luo Feng. It's demanding on willpower, said North True Star Master. Black Prison Tower require Universe Masters to have the willpower of a Universe Supreme Master. As for Yang Jun Rod, it requires a Universe Master to have the willpower of a Pinnacle Universe Master, and it requires a Universe Supreme Master to have the willpower of a Pinnacle Universe Supreme Master. Okay. Luo Feng nodded. The worth of valuables could be discerned from the conditions for recognizing masters. Though most of them had requirements on willpower, they had different levels. Black Prison Tower had tougher requirements than Yang Jun Rod, while Shi Wu Wing required Universe Knights to have the willpower of Universe Supreme Masters, tougher than Black Prison Tower. As for Star Tower, it required Sector Lords to have the pinnacle willpower of a Universe Knight. As for the requirements for Undying Fighters, Luo Feng wasn't sure. Sitting Mountain Guest said that it was impossible for Universe Knights and Universe Masters to be recognized as its master. Besides, if someone failed, they would die, which was much tougher than Shi Wu Wing. Although Luo Feng had seen many valuables and had learned a lot about supreme true treasures, he'd never seen anything that would kill those who failed. Luo Feng had always thought that Star Tower must be more terrific and special. However, Star Tower was only mediocre up until now. As for Shi Wu Wing, it was mighty. Even the broken Shi Wu Wing was powerful. Of course, it was of the machine type, so its power could be used all at once. Unfortunately, Origin couldn't be used. If the memory stone satisfies our ancestor, there'll be another deal, North True Star Master said, standing in space and looking at Luo Feng. I hope that Milky Way Horde leader won't disappoint our ancestor. Relax, it won't, said Luo Feng. Okay. North True Star Master nodded, took a step, and arrived at the entrance of the black oval. The black oval teleported and disappeared. The gate of Boat of Mausoleum was closed. Luo Feng was relieved. Everything went smoothly. I got the 2 supreme true treasures. He walked back to the control palace, and he couldn't help laughing at how North True Star Master had reacted. He could tell that North True Star Master had wanted to attack him. However, North True Star Master was only an average Universe Supreme Master, as he didn't have a miniature universe. If you enter Boat of Mausoleum, I'll kill you, Luo Feng thought. No matter how powerful Universe Supreme Masters were, they would die if they entered Boat of Mausoleum. Everyone knew how dangerous it was, so nobody would enter. At the top of Thunder Island in the virtual universe, Primal Chaos City leader sat beside a wooden round table. A screen was floating in front of him. Lots of information was on the screen, and it all pertained to the current situations of the human race. Ever since Hujax creator died, Primal Chaos City leader had been concentrating on the news. The human race was bringing all the undying fighters to the primal universe. However, the human territory was vast, so it would take a long time. Even if they were operating in the most effective way possible, without taking into consideration energies used, it would still take a long time. After all, they were scattered everywhere. Teacher. Luo Feng walked to him. Primal Chaos City leader saw Luo Feng, and his eyes gleamed. How was it? Everything went well. I got the supreme true treasures. Luo Feng smiled. I've inspected them. These are both okay. Though their conditions for recognizing masters were not as tough as Shawu Wing, valuables were only powerful when their power was fully utilized. For Universe Supreme Masters, a Supreme True Treasure with 6 levels of engravings was the same as a Supreme True Treasure with 9 levels of engravings, as the other 3 levels of engravings couldn't be used by Universe Supreme Masters. One of them is Black Prison Tower. Luo Feng smiled. You know how Black Prison Tower works. It's really precious. As for the other, it's called Yang Jun Rod. It's an attack-type Supreme True Treasure, and it can also serve as armor. When someone held Yang Jun Rod, the material would extend to cover the user's whole body, forming armor. Although it wasn't a real Supreme True Treasure armor, it could rival Crazy Demon Extermination Godly Armor. Yang Jun Rod is about strength, Luo Feng explained. It uses terrifying strength. The better the engravings utilized, the more powerful Yang Jun Rod will be. Oh. Primal Chaos City leader frowned and nodded. Black Prison Tower is a perfect fit for your Uncle Darkness Master. As for Yang Jun Rod, it's better for Pengong Master. Only Pengong Master is good at using rods. Darkness Master? Pengong Master? Luo Feng was dazed. Teacher, said Luo Feng. You're the most powerful being of our race. With a Supreme True Treasure, you'll be a top-tier level 6 Universe Master. You should have that Black Prison Tower. Besides, Palace-type Supreme True Treasures are used for defense, so everyone can use them. Luo Feng wished that Primal Chaos City leader would use Black Prison Tower, considering the status of Primal Chaos City leader. It would be strange if Luo Feng, Pengong Master, and Darkness Master had Supreme True Treasure while Primal Chaos City leader, who led the Primal Universe, didn't have one. Within Universe Ocean, in the deep region of the endless chaotic airflow, a boat of Mausoleum was at rest. In the other direction, a crimson pagoda appeared out of nowhere, where it immediately transformed in a crimson streak of light. It flew toward that boat of Mausoleum, and, while merely inches away from the boat of Mausoleum, it vanished into thin air. Golden Horned Beast Body. In the hall, with a stone blade on his back, Luo Feng watched the Golden Horned Beast appear before him. They looked one another in the eye. Both pairs of eyes reflected the same steely determination. War. Luo Feng whispered. When Hujax creator was annihilated, Luo Feng was aware that this period would be the most critical time for the humans, Universe Masters scattered all over Universe Ocean and the original stars were rushing back, so his golden horned beast body, which was initially deployed to the deeper region of the universe boat to obtain the legacy of Jiafanzi, was naturally summoned back immediately. After all, his golden horned beast body was holding on to Shu Wings and Star Tower, which made up a total of 2 supreme true treasures. This was superior combat power altogether. During a war that would decide the fate of a race, such power was a necessity. If there is war, my original earthling body and my golden horned beast body can set off for war together, Luofeng thought. His original earthling body had the formidable blood ghost blade suitable for attacking even the toughest opponent. Even if pitted against a universe supreme master, he would still dare to take up a one-on-one fight. Golden horned beast body had Shu wings. The godly bloodstains on Shu wings could bring about extremely effective impact on willpower, especially when dealing with ordinary universe masters. It could simply wipe them out, and with the protection of Star Tower, it could easily deal with an enemy force as big as hundreds and thousands of soldiers. Each had different combat personalities. Come on, Luofeng silently said to himself. He had already prepared himself. Perhaps in Universe Ocean, he would be at a disadvantage when confronting Universe Supreme Masters because his godly power was holding him back, but in the original universe, there was an ultimate limit of power. The 6th tier was the ultimate limit, and every Universe Supreme Master would be allowed to unleash their combat power to as much as this limit allowed before the original universe would start to exert suppression. It was a powerful suppression, so powerful that relying on Blood Ghost Blade, Luofeng dared to fight the war. It was just a pity that he could only fight the war without being able to hold his opponent back. The initiative still lay with the opponent. After meeting up with Golden Horned Beast, Luofeng boarded the boat of Mausoleum and speedily returned to the original universe. The trip to and from took him a total of 18 days. Primal Universe, Primal Chaos City, within Primal Chaos City Leader's Palace. Teacher. Luofeng met with the other body of Primal Chaos City Leader that sported a more hideous appearance. You're back. Primal Chaos City Leader nodded. The other races are keeping quiet, not making any moves recently. They have yet to learn of the news of Hujax creator's annihilation, I suppose? Luofeng asked persistently. Not a single movement yet. Primal Chaos City Leader nodded. Maybe it hasn't been long enough, and internally, our race is keeping the secret well under wraps. When seen by any of those beneath us, the large-scale movement of undying spirits will appear as a lack of order, a messy commotion. As for those in Universe Ocean who may or may not have seen Hujax's miniature universe collapsing, we will just have to depend on our luck. Yes. Luofeng nodded. If they were lucky, no one would pass by the place where Hujax's miniature universe was for the next 10 to 100 years. If they were unlucky, then perhaps that very day, some universe master would penetrate the walls of the original universe and make the discovery. It will be best if no one discovers it. The longer, the better. Primal Chaos City Leader gave a rare smile. If we can give rise to another Universe Supreme Master, that is ideal. You have brought the 2 supreme true treasures safely back, which is a contribution beyond words. Luofeng nodded and could not help but ask, Teacher, the distribution of the 2 supreme true treasures. Let's go, we will talk when we get inside the virtual universe, Primal Chaos City Leader said. Oh. Luofeng was left with no choice. Previously, he had talked Teacher into it. But it seemed like Teacher had already made up his mind that the 2 supreme true treasures would be distributed to Darkness Master and Pengong Master. Luofeng was in disagreement because these treasures were his contributions. Of course, it made sense that they would be distributed according to his wishes, which was why Teacher and Disciple had both came to an agreement that the final decision would be made only after a thorough discussion with Pengong Master and Darkness Master. In the virtual universe, at the long stone table before Hujax's godly palace, 4 figures were now seated. They were Primal Chaos City Leader, Darkness Master, Pengong Master, and Luofeng. The 4 of them were now the strongest beings of the entire human race, and they formed the 4 pillars supporting the race. 2 supreme true treasures are brought back. Primal Chaos City Leader smiled. They are Black Prison Tower and Yang Jun Rod. The special traits of Black Tower Prison. Brother, Pengong, both of you should know. I feel that it is very suitable for you, my brother. Me. Darkness Master was momentarily shocked. No matter how detached and aloof he could be, he could not help but feel his heart trembling because this was a supreme true treasure they were talking about. Brother, Darkness Master started to speak. Don't refute this, Primal Chaos City Leader said with a nod. Your power is comparable to mine, even though in war you may be a bit less powerful. The help that Black Prison Tower can supplement me with mainly lies in providing me with stronger defensive ability. But for you, you can put it to highly good use in terms of attacking. In your hands, it will be able to unleash stronger powers. And Pengong, that Yang Jun rod out of us all, only you are skillful with the use of rod-type weapons to launch attacks. There is no need for you to decline any further. Pengong Master hesitated a little. True. Out of all the strongest beings of the human race, only he was skilled in using rod-type techniques, and now that the human race was facing a critical moment, he should not try to object so strongly. Yet if that was the case, would it not mean that he and Darkness would each be taking one supreme true treasure? What about Primal Chaos City Leader? For countless years, Primal Chaos City Leader had been known to be only second to Hujax. He was the most hopeful candidate for the next Universe Supreme Master. Primal Chaos City Leader, you, Pengong started to say. Teacher. Luo Feng said. He was also hesitating, unsure of how he should go about persuading. If his persuasion worked, then the previous meeting with Primal Chaos City Leader alone would have been more than enough to get him to agree with him. This is not just my decision. It is also Teacher Origin's decision. Primal Chaos City Leader finally opened up. Teacher Origin's decision? Luo Feng, Pengong, and Darkness were all shocked. Suddenly, on an empty stone chair by that long stone table, a white-robed man appeared. Luo Feng and the rest quickly turned around and with great reverence, shouted, Teacher Origin. Looking at the white-robed man, the tension and pressure that had been weighing Luo Feng down of late finally loosened up a little. The human race still had Teacher Origin. Even when Teacher Origin was under eternal suppression, he was still able to provide humans with the original universe as their land of retreat. The few of you here are all quite powerful. Teacher Origin looked towards Luo Feng and the other three. If you all are given some time, together with the systematic guidance Luo Feng obtained from the ancient civilization, all four of you can be hopeful in becoming Universe Supreme Masters. What a pity that time is a luxury that the humans seriously lack at the moment. But if you all are pitted against any one group in a fight, given your powers and the supreme true treasures, you all should have nothing to fear. And yet, only Luo Feng has gotten the inheritance from the pulse of Duandong River, which is the same as saying the humans have gotten the inheritance. This time around, Hujax's annihilation, Teacher Origin's eyes flashed a hint of grief. Considering the numerous Universe Supreme Masters within the original universe, I'm afraid not many could remain unmoved. My human race will come to face all sorts of attacks, be it openly or in the dark, from the various groups of powers in the entire original universe. There is nothing else to fear. Given your powers, even if you are pitted against a Universe Supreme Master, under the limit set by the original universe on Universe Supreme Masters, you have nothing to fear. My only worry is that you all will be sealed. Sealed. Everyone's expression changed, Luo Feng along with the rest. Yes, even if they had other true treasures or even supreme true treasures with them, there was a possibility of being sealed all the same. Once they were sealed, if they were brought to a certain miniature universe, they would certainly be at the mercy of their captor. And the strongest defense capable of resisting this seal, Star Tower and Black Prison Tower. When a supreme true treasure palace was pitted against a seal, the outcome would depend on which was stronger. When 2 to 3 Universe Supreme Masters join forces, first, they will surround you all so that no one can escape. Second, they will suppress you all with a seal right away. Teacher Origin shook his head with a sigh. Once you are being sealed, all will be too late, so you all must bear this in mind. Sealing you is very easy, but if you all are thinking of sealing a Universe Supreme Master, that is difficult. Luo Feng and the rest nodded. His words were so true. Even if the space ripples were locked down and teleportation was impossible, the speed of a Universe Supreme Master was still able to soar by leaps and bounds to reach a speed that was way beyond the limit of the universe laws. They were in total control when it came to initiating a war or not. If they wanted to leave, they could depart anytime. If they wanted to wage war, they could fight anytime. However, our human race does have some capital, too, Teacher Origin said solemnly. We have Black Tower Prison. And Luofeng also has a boat of mausoleum, so we got to put them to good use. In this war, it will be better to lay low at the beginning, but the moment we start attacking, we must do so viciously. Make the other races feel the pain, fear, and hesitation. Then we shall have achieved something. At least there will be some effect on those other races who do not have much power but are just here to reap some benefits from us. This will send running. Primal Chaos City Leader, Darkness Master, Pengong Master, and Luofeng all nodded. The 9 top powers in the original universe weren't the only groups that had to be considered. There were still various other groups like the Thornring Alliance and many more. Many other groups of powers that were one notch lower in abilities might also find the human race an easy target for bullying and thus, join in the siege. That would be a terrifying notion. For the distribution of true treasures this time around, Teacher Origin said, Darkness will take Black Prison Tower, and Pengong will take Yangjun Rod. As for Primal Chaos City Leader, you will take charge of the Primal Secret Region. You shall not attack recklessly. If Primal Chaos City Leader has to attack, that will indicate that the human race is facing its final stage of desperation. Luofeng, Darkness Master, and Pengong Master hesitated slightly. Finally, all of them nodded. They all knew what Teacher Origin meant. Obviously, when there was the need to go out onto the battlefield, the race had to depend on the 3 of them, while Primal Chaos City Leader would be the last line of defense in the Primal Secret Region. Time passed. The human race had always remained cautious and maintained vigilance, so it seemed like the various races in the original universe and the other groups of top powers within the Universe Ocean were still oblivious to Hujax Creator's annihilation. Universe Ocean, within East Emperor Holy Land Universe. In a remote location within the vast East Emperor Holy Land Universe, Luofeng had chosen a dilapidated universe that was nearer to the original universe to carry out their deal, but that place was much too far from East Emperor Holy Land. Even if North True Star Master were to teleport over long distances, he only managed to return to East Emperor Holy Land half a month after Luofeng arrived back at the original universe. Within North True Star Master's palace. North True Star Master stood within his palace where a lone figure was suspended in midair. It was East Emperor Ancestor, who had appeared out of thin air a while ago and was radiating cyan light. Ancestor. North True Star Master bowed respectfully. I have gotten hold of the memory stone. Give it to me. East Emperor Ancestor looked down at North True Star Master with a glimmer of desire in his eyes. Yes. With a flip of his hand, a black stone appeared in North True Star Master's palm, memory stone. With a wave of his hand, the memory stone appeared before East Emperor Ancestor, who then looked down at it in his palm. The look in his eyes changed. He had desired it so much. Shortly after, a stream of light ray shone from East Emperor Ancestor's palm and enveloped the memory stone. Instantly, a large amount of information from the memory stone surged directly into East Emperor Ancestor's mind. This video will end here.